As we've reported, the former president, Nicolas Sarkozy, has been sentenced to 3 years in jail, two of them suspended, for corruption. Nabila Ramdani is a French-Algerian journalist and broadcaster. Nabila, welcome back to the programme. What did he do?
Well, as you said, I mean, France has been waiting for a long time for this verdict, and I must say that given the compelling evidence in this case, it doesn't surprise me at all that he's been found guilty. Now, to go into the specifics of what he's done, specifically, Sarkozy was accused of trying to glean confidential information from a senior judge by using a so-called burner mobile phone and a false name, Paul Bismuth. And this is all related to the so-called wiretapping affair, which saw police investigators placing wiretaps on phones belonging to Sarkozy and indeed his lawyer, Herzog. Now, the wiretaps picked up Sarkozy and Herzog discussing ways of obtaining confidential information about other inquiries involving Sarkozy that were being handled by judges at the Court of Cassation in Paris. And in particular, an investigation in which the ex-president was suspected of receiving illegal donations to his to his election campaign from the L'Oréal heiress Liliane Bettencourt, all based on claims by her former accountant. And so prosecutors effectively said that Sarkozy aimed to obtain information from the senior judge, Eddie Mair, including by getting a prestigious job in the Mediterranean tax haven of Monaco. Now, Eddie Mair did not take up the post, but under French law, prosecutors do not have to prove that anybody benefited from a corrupt deal to secure a conviction. And so defense barristers are argued throughout the trial that the recorded conversations between Sarkozy and his lawyer was a violation of lawyer-client confidentiality. But obviously that strategy didn't work.
Despite being found guilty of corruption, despite getting a 3-year sentence, 2 of those years suspended, he will not go to prison.
Yes, indeed. I mean, his lawyers have already lodged an appeal. They said that the ruling against Sarkozy was unsubstantiated, and they're appealing the 3-year sentence. And the Sarkozy has already been offered the possibility of getting an electronic tag, and therefore, instead of spending a year in a cell, he would have the possibility of being tagged and stay at home, basically. But I have to say that the grounds for his appeal appear very flaky indeed, because there are actual tapes in which Sarkozy discusses the bribing of a very senior judge, and what Sarkozy will in fact now try to do is delay the administration of justice, which is a very familiar tactic among politicians in France. And the appeals in France tend to go on forever. And, one wonders what the grounds for the appeals are. His legal team will surely argue that the recording are inadmissible. But they have already been doing that while trying to get the case thrown out of court, and indeed during the trial. So one wonders what new evidence he will be offering.
Thank you for talking to us. Nabila Ramdani, who's a French-Algerian journalist and broadcaster.